It's the SKOR North Twin Show.
All right, Twins win last night. A lot of fodder from that game to get to. We have an Immaculate Grid we will get to, but I'm gonna pick at a scab here. We just came fresh off of a random Minnesota athlete of the week, a random twin of the week with Judd delivering the clues. And he did you kind of dirty. I was born in 1985. You were born after 1987. I remember none of the 87 season. But how do you feel about Judd telling you that you need to do a better job of knowing who Twins players were before you were born? That you have a lack of appreciation for Twins history is what he essentially told you today.
I think I can clap back in two different ways. It's too bad he's not on here for me for my rebuttal now that I can think about this. Number one.
It's a safe space for rebuttals and for eventually Twins optimism here because Judd's at Vikings practice while we record this. So
I'll say one thing. If he wants to clap me by my baseball knowledge, how about when we do Immaculate Grid, can you remember the fact that he has to play for a team and not ask every time? Does he have to just pass through? Which seems to happen about every third Immaculate Grid. It's like, yes, Judd, he has to play for the actual team. And then two, maybe I'll do him dirty, and I will give a good Timberwolves guy in your wheelhouse for next week's random Minnesota athlete now that he has handed the baton to me because I lost, and now he is now behind the 8 ball. So now he's really dug himself a hole. So I'm probably going to give a Wolves player, spoiler alert, for next Wednesday on Minnesota athlete. That makes Judd probably have no idea who it is.
This is great. I feel like I am reaping the benefit of parents fighting here, that you guys are just going to go back and forth, trying to screw each other in the random Minnesota athlete. I'm just going to pick up easy victories here and extend my lead. So if you're looking to catch up on the drama that is random Minnesota athlete, it's at the tail end of the Write That Down episode on the Mackey and Judd podcast feed and the SKOR North YouTube channel. So Twins last night, it's hilarious. I think it was the Monday episode. Did we did the Immaculate Grid on Tuesday? It was either the Monday or the Tuesday episode of the Twin Show, and we openly mocked and ridiculed Miguel Cabrera for just holding the Tigers' entire organization hostage for multiple years. That he only has one home run on the season coming into last night. It's just like you want him in the lineup because he's an automatic out. And what does he do in the second inning? Just hits a tank for a 2-run homer for his second homer of the season. And then that's like it's in the 6th inning. You're like 2 hours into this game. The Twins are losing again to the Tigers. Freaking the corpse of Miguel Cabrera with a 2-run homer. And he's even like laughing out there. He'll ground out and walk to first, and he's just laughing like, I make $40 million. Screw all of you. And then Royce Lewis comes in, little RBI single, and Matty Wallner, who struck out 3 times in the game, and I believe Dick Bramer characterized it as "who cares" for his 3rd strikeout, hits a grand slam, gets a curtain call, and the Twins win 5-3. I feel like we learned some things about the Twins last night. Jorge Polanco should be the second baseman. Royce Lewis, he's back, gets on base a couple times. He's your third baseman. Matt Wallner should be in the middle of your lineup. He just hits massive bombs. So I actually felt like it was a good learning game for the Twins last night.
The thing that epitomized me, or that I came to a realization, I should say, after last night, and we've mentioned this a little bit, we're waiting for guys like Carlos Correa potentially to come around. We're waiting for these big veterans. Byron Buxton, is he going to stay on the field? If the Twins are going to make noise in a playoff game or win a playoff series, it's going to come from these young core of players. It's going to come from Royce Lewis, Matt Wallner, Alex Kirilloff when he comes back from injury. It's very honestly reminiscent of, the early 2000s teams that kind of took over the AL Central for years, and Koski and Torrey Hunter and Jock Jones. And it's kind of similar to that, to be honest, where that new young core that the Twins either drafted or built up basically or acquired at a younger age. And then they went through the minor league system. And now here they are batting in the middle and the top part of your lineup or contributing front end to your starting pitching. That's how this team's going to win. It's not going to be Carlos Correa. Now, should Carlos Correa be able to run into a ball in the playoffs? Yeah, I hope so. I hope he doesn't ground to a double play like he did last night. That was a rally killer. But if the Twins are going to make noise, it's going to be from those young guys, which I think is probably probably one of the more cooler signs. Maybe the thing we don't talk about enough. We rip this team. We're definitely more critical of this team than most. But one of the probably cooler facts of this season is the fact that these young players you're watching in Royce Lewis, Kirilloff, Edward Julian, even kind of out of left field, has come completely out of nowhere, and those are the best players right now in the Twins lineup.
Yeah, and that's why, and this is, we love Judd, but Judd is the rain cloud on. Judd is disgusted by this Twins team. They're underachieving. It's been, 3 years of them not winning as many games as you want to. But I think you and I are still looking at the rest of the season as opportunity. And last night was a great example. The 5 runs that they scored to win the game in the bottom of the 6th inning were accounted for by 2 guys who weren't even part of the equation. I mean, Royce Lewis has been part of the equation. Just injuries have kind of knocked him down a peg. But Royce Lewis, Matt Wallner. Matt Wallner was outside looking in a couple months ago, just pounding the ball in AAA. If those guys can keep clicking, stay healthy, and if Kirilloff can get back in, and he was one of your best hitters for several weeks, I think Julian as your designated hitter, maybe sometimes second baseman. I still look at this thing and call me naive, call me a homer. I don't care that they're only 5 games over 500. I don't care that they have lost a bunch of games to the Tigers and the Royals. I'm looking from this point going forward and into October. The bones of this team, especially if the young guys contribute the way that they are and get healthy, the bones of this team are really, really interesting. So that's really they're going to win the division and they're going to wind up playing, a 3-game wild card series. And I just think we're still so far away from them showing us their peak version, dude. And my thought is what if they give you their peak version at the exact right time, which they haven't done in 30 years. We lament all these teams that are look at that. Oh, the 2006 team is probably the best Twins team since 1991. Mm-hmm. And they gave you their best peak baseball from the middle of June all the way through the end of the season. And then when it mattered, they gave you a fart noise and a dud. Yeah. What if it's the opposite this time around? What if all of a sudden, oh man, Buxton comes back in the last couple weeks and he's feeling healthier than he has all season, and Correa shows up? That could happen, and I want to leave that door open for the Twins. If it doesn't, we can rip the hell out of them the second week in October and talk about what to do in the offseason. But what if for the first time in this 20-year run of not winning playoff games, they flip the switch when they're supposed to? That hope still exists, I guess, as I watch this team.
And when you look at the division winning team, so even 2019, 2010, those teams were in control and were mostly really just solid baseball teams throughout the course of the whole season, right? I mean, the Bomba squad won 100-plus games. In 2010, it was a little close with the White Sox, but mostly the Twins were in control of that division from start to finish. This has been a team that, yes, has been on top of the division, but it hasn't been taken seriously. I think it's safe to say in 2019 and even 2010, you thought that was a playoff team from in the middle of May. You knew this team's probably going to make the playoffs. It looks really good. They aren't disappointing. They aren't underachieving. They're who they're supposed to be. This team has underachieved to a degree, obviously, throughout the first course of the season, but their pitching staff is really good. Their young players are coming up at the right time. And as cliche as it sounds, if you peak at the right time, that's really all that matters. And we've seen plenty of random teams in baseball history, even recently, that have gotten hot at the absolute right time that weren't great regular season teams. So I think if they can get right here and get healthy and get everything worked out, they have the bones to do it. The bullpen is, I think, probably the thing that still scares me the most. Duran isn't as dominant maybe as he once was. He's still a really good reliever. He's the best reliever on the team. But there are some probably cracks in the armor there to a degree that you're probably going to need your starting pitchers to probably at least go 6, if not 7 innings in a playoff game, which they can do.
Yeah, Duran gives up another one last night, and the tying run came up at one point in Miguel Cabrera. You're thinking all right, you already hit 1 home run tonight. I don't know. What is on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being, oh my God, Mariano Rivera in a clutch spot, confident, versus a 1 being, 0 confidence. What is your confidence level in Duran right now? Mine's definitely not as high as it was, to your point, but he is the best reliever on the team.
I would say between a 7 and an 8, so maybe even 7.5. It's weird because I think preseason I probably would have given you a 10. I would have said he's probably one of the best relievers in baseball, and this is where I'm a little confused why they didn't go out and get a reliever. I know the price for that kind of goes up at the trade deadline, and outside of Dylan Floro, who's mostly just a middle he's a low leverage guy. Maybe he comes in and he's got playoff experience, which is great. I like that, but he's not scary. He's not going to be putting out fires, I guess, in the playoffs. They might have to rely on him at some point.
Got the
But
win last night. Yeah,
I would probably say 7.5 out of 10 for Duran right now. He's just, it's weird because he throws gas, and Royce talks about this all the time. It's like he gets in love with his breaking ball. It's like he just gets super breaking ball happy, and his breaking ball is still plus stuff. It's not like it's a bad pitch. But when you're throwing like 103, 104, and maybe this is just me being naive baseball fan, why aren't you pumping that gas more often? Is it becoming too predictable to the hitters? Are they picking up on that more? To me, it seems like he gets in his own way sometimes.
So Morneau kind of talked about that on the broadcast last night, and he brought up a good point, and he said, if a major league hitter knows you're throwing he goes, if I'm facing a guy like Duran, I'm sitting on fastball because if I'm sitting on something else, it's impossible to adjust to a 102 mile an hour pitch. So you're sitting on fastball. And if you're sitting on fastball and you know that you're hunting a fastball, you can hit it. You can throw it out of a cannon and you can hit it. Joe Mauer had an at bat when Aroldis Chapman came up like 10 years ago in Cincinnati. And he hit like a 103 mile an hour fastball. It was a double that was this long at bat. And I remember asking him a couple days later when they came back, I was covering the Twins beat, and I said, God, that at bat was incredible. I mean, he's throwing 104 miles an hour, and Joe kind of shrugged, and Joe's also like going to be a Hall of Fame hitter. And he goes, I knew that he wasn't throwing his breaking ball for a strike. And so I was just letting his breaking ball go and sitting on his fastball. If I'm sitting on his fastball, it doesn't really matter how hard he throws it. I can time it up.
Yeah.
So Morneau was kind of saying that last night too, that it doesn't matter if you throw 105 miles an hour. Major league hitters can time it up if that's the only pitch they're sitting on. So you have to throw breaking stuff. But I generally agree with you. It's like, dude, I would make them beat me on that pitch.
Yes.
Time and time again. And if all of a sudden they start jumping it on the first pitch or whatever, then okay, maybe I have to make an adjustment. But I don't know. It's kind of another thing from a bullpen standpoint last night. Emilio Pagan has been pitching when the Twins have a close lead more often lately.
Yeah.
So he didn't have, I don't know if anyone really cares about the hold statistic. I don't really put stock into it, but a hold is when you come in a save situation, hold it for the next guy to come in, and you don't give up the lead. I don't think he collected a hold until like a month ago because they weren't putting him in those 7th, 8th, 9th inning situations with a lead. He collected his 6th hold last night. So he comes in. They've got a 5-2 lead. I think he came in the 7th inning. I just wonder, are they kind of creeping Emilio Pagan into one of their main 3 or 4 relievers at the end of a game? Hey, is he part of the bridge now? Do you trust him if he's part of the exclusive 3 or 4 man pitching with a lead in the last 3 innings bridge? It looks like he's kind of graduated to that point.
So I guess if you're looking at like a baseball bullpen pecking order in the playoffs, right? Like Duran's obviously number 1. I think Griffin Jax might be 2. Mm-hmm. If it's a lefty situation and, there's a runner on second, I'm definitely going Caleb Thielbar. Mm-hmm. Thielbar's turned into a very good left-handed specialist, man. I mean, if it's lefty on lefty, give me Caleb Thielbar in a tight spot. And I think Pagan's probably 3rd or 4th in that pecking order right now. He's looked good. Man. I think I would start an inning clean with him. I wouldn't bring him in to put out a fire. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I worry that he's lulling you into a false sense of security, and you're going to bring him in with a 4-2 lead in the 7th inning of a playoff game or something, and he's going to go Pagan on you, give up a 2-run homer. That's what I worry about here. But I don't know what their other, like you said, I mean, I think Floro is more reliable than Lopez was. But Floro is not a guy that's all of a sudden going to be, oh my God, he's your 8th inning bridge guy. So just something to keep an eye on. The Emilio Pagan thing is something to keep an eye on for sure. A shout out to you guys, the audience. We asked you on Monday, I believe we actually sort of kicked it off on the State of the Twins episode, the first annual Power of Sports fundraiser here at SKOR North, benefiting the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. And we asked you guys, can you help us raise $10,000 this week? We're already up to just under $11,000 after like 2.5 days. So thank you for that. There's items you can bid on. There's items you can buy. So right now, I would point Twins fans' attention to this. We would love to hang out with you. And again, all of this money benefits the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. We have 24 tickets available. 24 tickets available for the Saturday, September 23rd game, 1:10 first pitch against Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Angels. You can hang out with the SKOR North Twins show on the Twins executive balcony. All right, this is an area of the ballpark. It's the executive balcony above left field that you don't get access to unless the Twins give you access. So 24 tickets available. It includes food, it includes soft drinks, and it includes hanging out for the day with the SKOR North Twins show. You can just buy those right now at skornorth.com/bid. Skornorth.com/bid. It's a fantastic place to watch a ball game. I think I've been up there twice in the 14-year history of Target Field. So we would love for you to join us for that on Saturday, September 23rd.
Yeah, it's a great spot. And, you get to watch Ohtani. I think last year, Judd and I went. And actually, I think we had to go up to the bar because it was raining all day and stuff, too, which wasn't too fun. But getting to see guys like that, Trout, Ohtani, I know we always mock the Angels, but those are guys you really can't miss either from an opposing standpoint. Judd always mocks how come the schedule makers gave us the Royals on July 4th? Judd, it really doesn't matter in that realm. But in this area, you get to actually see two of the best pitchers or players in baseball. So, yeah, go check it out. Go help us out. It's also helping a great cause, too, so go help it out.
Yes. So thank you, guys. All right, you want to do a little Immaculate Grid challenge here?
Yeah, let's do this.
Without the heritage knowledge of 70s and 80s baseball, we might have to put an extra minute on the clock here. This Immaculate Grid challenge presented by our friends at Nutrisource, by the way. So Maya Mackey is currently... she has moved from her napping spot to her look out the window spot. This is footage on the YouTube channel of Maya just absolutely bonkers excited for her Nutrisource chicken and rice food. Family owned for over 58 years. Make mealtime exciting and make your dogs happy. Look at Vinny right there. Just what a good Nutrisource boy.
He even takes my badge. Hey, I got your badge, so that means come feed me. Come give me my Nutrisource, okay? I love it.
Or I won't give your badge back.
I won't be able to get into work. And then security makes a fuss, even though they've seen me 1,000 times. It's a whole dang thing. Vinny, I'll feed you your Nutrisource. Don't worry about it. And even Stella and Ryder at the Zolgad house. Ryder gets to go to Judd's house. Me and Mackie are not allowed in Judd's house. That's
never
because
been.
of Nutrisource tweets. I've been only outside. I've had to drop something off for him. And if I said, can I come inside? This will shock you. He said no.
Yep. No, dude, I've known Judd for 16 years. 16 years. Never been to his house. Not one time. I'm going to invite you guys over to my house just to prove a point here in the next couple weeks. Come on, hang out. Great. NutrisourcePetFoods.com. That's NutrisourcePetFoods.com. Also, hey, Twins tickets. They're playing a ton of home games over the next several weeks. They're basically home almost the entire month of August. And you've got some fun opponents on the horizon. Twins.com/tickets. Twins.com/tickets if you want to get out there. Twins are in first place. All right. They haven't been maybe running away with the division like everyone hopes, but it's still, I would say, the best bar in the Twin Cities is Target Field. So twins.com/tickets. Okay, let's put 6 minutes on the clock here, old Dex tweets. And here's how we're going to do this for the audio audience. We need a White Sox who also played for the Padres, a White Sox who played for the Cardinals, and a White Sox who won 20 games in a season. An Astro who played for the Padres, an Astro who played for the Cardinals, and an Astro who won 20 games in a season. And then we need a Pirate who played for the Padres, a Pirate who played for the Cardinals, and a Pirate who won 20 games in a season. So this is, we'll put 6 minutes on the clock here. Maybe we'll ask for a bonus minute. Woof.
Okay.
Phil Nevin for, I think, Astro, who was a Padre.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Let's. I'm just gonna put that in our back pocket.
Okay. How about the White Sox pitcher from those John Garland? Wasn't
Johnny Garland? Yeah.
Was a Padre, right?
It's a great one.
I bet that's low as heck. John Garland. Oh, 1. All right, 1%.
I once got burned in a fantasy auction by throwing his name. I didn't want him. I threw his name. He won 20 games the year before or something. I threw his name out for like $40, and it was crickets. You want to knock out the 20-game winners?
Yes. Who do you got for Sox? I'm trying to think.
Oh my
here.
God, I think
Did Burley?
I think Jack McDowell did it in the early '90s.
Oh, okay, that'd be good. That's before me. But if I don't know if Burley got 20. Oh, dude, did Esteban Loaiza win 20? That like one really good year he had with no, was he with the was he with the Royals? Or he was with the Sox. He was with the Sox.
He was with the Sox. He was with the
Esteban
Sox, and he was really good for a year. Let's do it. Let's take a shot here. Let's do it. It's
Esteban.
it's LOA, right?
Loaiza. Esteban Loaiza. Oh yeah.
Yes,
11%,
dude. Attaboy.
11%. Oh,
11%.
Pierzynski. Didn't he finish with the? He finished with the Cards.
Did he? He backed up Yachty?
I'm pretty sure he went to the Cardinals. He was. With
I
the
am
Sox,
not. I don't remember
Giants, Twins.
I don't remember that.
Okay. Oh,
Let's sit on that.
How about Berkman? Astros.
Lance Berkman.
Cards.
That's a good one.
Lance
Lancey
Berkman.
Lancey
Let's high
McBurger.
33. That makes sense.
33%.
I think that makes sense though. He was.
What was that? Didn't Ken? Oh, what Ken Caminiti? Didn't Ken Caminiti play for the Astros and the Padres?
Ken. Sounds like a great name.
It's a C. Ken with a C. Sorry, Ken and then Caminiti with a C.
Caminiti. I'll take your word for it.
Sorry if I'm wrong. There we go.
35. That's okay.
35%. Jeez. He was a steroid guy, in case you can't tell him that
Did
blockhead
Clemens,
photo.
in his few years in Houston, did he get to 20?
He may have.
Oswalt?
Oh my
I feel like Roy
Oswalt?
Oswalt probably did, right?
So Roy Oswalt, let's just think here. Clemens, Nolan Ryan pitched for the Astros way back in the day.
I feel like, oh, dude, Dallas
Verlander. Did he
Keuchel.
win 20?
Yeah, when he won the Cy Young.
Let's do it.
If you go with Keuchel?
Let's go with it. I'm bad with 20-game winners because, like, especially modern, because it doesn't happen very often. Nice job, dude.
4.
Plenty of time here. 3 minutes left. We need 4 squares. We must go 9 for 9 to be immaculate. Okay, Pirate who was a Padre. McCutchen never played for the Padres.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
This is where I need to think in the 90s. Did Doug Drabek play for the Padres? Oh, for Cardinal and Pirate, I'm pretty sure didn't Denny Nagel pitched for
Yeah. That or Zach. I think Zach Duke, the reliever the Twins had, he was with the Pirates for a while. He was actually good with the Pirates. And then I feel like he went to the Cards too. That might be one.
Zach Duke?
Yeah, the left-hander the Twins had in their bullpen like 4 years ago. He was a good
He was Cardinal and Pirate?
He was for sure a Pirate, and I think he was a Cardinal. I think he went to the Cardinals, either before or after.
If you're confident, let's rock and roll. Let's do it. You got a hunch? 1%. 1%. Nice job, dude. Okay, we need a Cardinal who was a White Sox. We need a 20-game winner who was a Pirate.
Do not have the
I brought up
clue.
Doug Drabek's name a number of times. He was really good in the 90s. I don't know if he won 20, but you...
Oh, God. And I don't think Garrett Cole did it. I think Cole is like a 16, 8. He wasn't at his peak.
Yeah, I don't know that you'd have to go way back with some of these Pirates.
I have no idea. Those teams that won the World Series in like what, the 70s? I don't even know.
I don't know pitchers on those teams. Jeb would know, but I don't. Didn't Burt Blyleven? Didn't Burt Blyleven pitch on the Pirates back in the day?
Should we try Burt?
Hold on.
Should we try it?
Oh God, but did he? I don't know if he won. I would actually, if like gun to the head, I would guess Doug Drabek here. DRAB. I don't know, man. That's probably wrong, but
52.
Bang!
Let's go.
52. That means they have like 3 historically, right?
Yeah, probably.
52%.
I like Pierzynski for this. Should I do it? Unless there's
Let's do it.
someone else.
I can't think of anyone else, and we have less than a minute. Come on, one time. Dude. Oh, look at this. Okay. We have 40 seconds left for a Padre who was a Pirate. A Padre who was a Pirate. Oh. Garrett Jones? Did he play for the Padres?
Oh, man. That would be an incredible pull. Did Heath Bell go to the Pirates?
Oh, Heath Bell for sure was Padres.
Yep. Trevor Hoffman went to the Brewers after the Padres. Man.
What about did Buck Buchanan, that Twins player?
Oh my God.
He went to the Padres.
Huge forearms.
Did Pat Mears play for the Padres? Holy cow.
We got options. Who do we want to go with here? I don't think this is an Edwin one. I think Edwin did pitch for the Padres. I don't think he was a Pirate.
Let's go Garrett Jones.
All right, dude.
Come on, one time. One time.
Where's Jones?
It's 2 hours. Right? We're clocked in. One time. Come on.
Oh, dang it. God. Dang it.
Son of a... Ah!
Oh, Rich Hill. Rich Hill.
I wouldn't have even thought of that.
That we should probably add the Rich Hill to the. He was quoted the other day because he got traded at the deadline, and he's like I think he's pitched for like 10 teams. We should add that to the.
David Freese. What were the percentages if you go down?
The lowest ones were Pirates 37% for 20-game winner. Coin flips for actually.
And then
a lot
an
of
Astro
these.
Padre was the.
Yeah, there was a lot of coin flips.
Who were some of the other? Can you click on some of the other Pirate Padres? The fact that Rich Hill is the most popular is interesting.
Pirate Padre.
Dude, the Pirates have had 31 20-game winners. If you go back far enough, though, like guys pitched 50 starts in a year back in the day. So
recently, Josh Bell, Adam Frazier. I think like current players: Jordan Lyles, Trevor Cahill.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeff Suppan.
These are all really obscure.
Kevin Correa.
Wouldn't have thought of that.
Kevin Correa. Man.
Oh, all right. Well, 8 for 9. Okay, we live to fight another day at least on the Immaculate Grid Challenge. Hey, Kyle and I did the basketball Immaculate Grid, and we went 9 for 9 yesterday on Flagrant Howls. So, and I already did it, but the Vikings are featured on today's football Immaculate Grid. People are pining for us to include that one too. So we might have to mix in some Immaculate Grid on Purple Daily once in a while. But anyhow, all right, nice work. You had a couple nice pulls there for sure. I'll try to do better next time. This is the SKOR North Twin Show, where we just want the Twins to win one damn playoff game. Come on.